This presentation is brought to you by Arizona State University's Julianne Wrigley Global Institute of Sustainability and a generous investment by Julianne Wrigley.
Since 2015, we've seen more people going hungry, but we're also seeing a rise in the level of obesity, and we have a target rate by 2025 to drop it down to 11.7% of adults who are obese, and we're not on track to meet that at all. And the reason is the food system. The trouble is that no one really knows what that means. And I'm going to prove to you that you don't know what that means by asking you to read this sentence for me. When jobs are scarce, men should have more right to a job than women. When jobs are scarce, men should have more right to a job than women. You raise your hands if you agree with that. Brave gentleman at the back. Okay, well, now this is a sentence that forms part of something called the World Values Survey. And it was administered in a number of countries around the world around 2010. About 2% of Swedes agreed with that statement, about 5.7% of Americans, 52% of Indians, and 99.6% of Egyptians. So before you judge, let's ask why. Could it? I mean, and let's take one of the obvious things out of the equation, because if we live in a poor country, if everyone is dirt poor, and our family doesn't have enough money on the table, and men earn more than women do, as they do here and everywhere else, then we would be mad to want less money on the table than more money. And so we might agree with that statement. We might say, yeah, look, we're broke. We want a man job that pays much more than a woman job. Yeah, it's unfortunate that there's sexism, but right now what we want is that job. We want the more money job. So let's take the money out of the equation. Let's control for income. What might the other reasons be why people agree with this sexist statement? What other reasons other than this income issue might there be to agree with sexism? Might it be, for example, the presence or absence of oil? I mean, think about it. I mean, there are some countries that are cursed with resources, cursed with oil, for instance. Think about those countries and think, well, but maybe there's something about the resource curse itself that is that lets sexism happen. Maybe it's religion. Maybe there are some faiths more than others that are sexist. Maybe that's the main reason, after controlling for income. Or maybe it's something more nefarious. Maybe it's just sort of representations of bodies, underwear advertisements, or just in general, the mainstream media. Or, I don't know, what else can we put there? Let's throw up another reason. How about plows? Maybe it's plows that explain why some countries are more sexist than others. And of course, the answer is plows. No, I shit you not. So this is from, in economics, one of the leading journals in economics is the Quarterly Journal of Economics. And in 2013, these authors found that if you look back 200 years across a range of countries and control for income, one of the things that most reliably predicts sexism is the presence or absence of a history of using the plow. The presence or absence of a history of plowing in a country is one of the greatest predictors about whether a society will be sexist. If you're baffled by that, that's me proving my point that you don't know what the food system's about.
This presentation is brought to you by Arizona State University's Julianne Wrigley Global Institute of Sustainability for educational and non-commercial use only.